Avengers! Assemble. Welcome back to the channel. It's the Preventers here, guys, and welcome back to another Mall Future Fight video. Today we're back with the update for Mall Future Fight called War of the Realms. Is finally live. We're gonna basically give you guys a look at all the brand new animations with the 4 new uniforms. Tell you guys what my plans are and which characters I'm gonna build. Unfortunately, I am gonna skip some of them in this update, but I'll tell you my plans. Then we'll talk about timeline survival and then a couple of the other sort of small features that they had in this update. We've talked about them in the patch notes video and even the live stream video, but now we're actually taking a look at them in game. So let's give you our full review on the update. So let's start with the 4 brand new uniforms. You got Angela, Odin, Enchantress, and Malekith. So let's go ahead and take a look at their skill preview like we always do. We love to show you guys what they look like because they always do really well with the animations on all of these characters. So first of all, we got Odin here. He's got Thor's hammer, if you didn't already know, and then he's got the 3 braided beards. And then, so for the first skill here, he just slams down with the hammer, and then you get this shock of lightning striking the enemy immediately. The third skill, he pounds down to the ground and then roars, which is pretty nice. His second skill, he goes and kind of strikes and makes like multiple rays of lightning, which is pretty cool. And the fourth skill is very Thor-like, where he charges up for a little bit, summons lightning, and then does his main special attack. His fifth skill looks amazing. They really cooked with this one. He slams down the hammer and then creates a giant version of himself that goes ahead and does the same motion with the hammer. We're going to look at it one more time because it's so cool to see. Like I said, they did really well. Even the one eye that doesn't have the eye patch is full of lightning. They really went all out on that skill. His tier 3 pretty much stays the same. He just brings in Valkyrie, Loki, and Thor. Same thing as it used to be, except now he's on the horse, which is pretty cool. I wish they had given him a little bit more skills with the horse, considering we saw it in the sneak peek. His name's Stefan or something like that. Slevin. I can never pronounce it, but yeah, I do wish that they had incorporated him a little bit more since he was in the sneak peek. His tier 4 skill here, he basically gets this glow up, this Asgard glow up, where the Bifrost lands on him, leaves a little imprint on the ground, and then he has this yellow lightning kind of following him everywhere. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So like I said, he goes to tier 4 now, level 80. From what I have heard, he is a powerhouse. He's a lot better version of Thor. Pending still if he is going to beat Thor in every game mode that Thor is good for, and if he is worth it or not yet. I can't give you my opinion on that, but I can say that I've heard from the testings that he is better than Thor. Next up, we have Enchantress. She got a brand new tier 3 and new uniform. It's not paywall this time. It's crystals, so that's pretty cool for you Enchantress fans. You don't have to actually pay any real money. You can actually just get it for crystals now. So let's take a look at her skills. Her first skill here, it's pretty basic magic. She just kind of like sucks them in towards her and then shoots these 2 little of the power balls. Her third skill here, she just absolutely summons a bunch of meteors coming down to crash on the enemy. With the second skill, it's kind of similar, except she summons hearts this time. If you think about the first skill right here at the beginning when she kind of slaps him twice, it's kind of similar to that, where they come in and slap you, except they're heart shaped, and they actually stun the enemy, so that's pretty cool. Her fourth skill, which is probably one of my favorites, has this giant sort of spike that splits into more spikes and attacks the enemy from all different directions. It's pretty cool, and it's like a black hole in the middle. That was pretty creative in my opinion. Her fifth skill is awesome as well. It kind of forms this star from portals that are blasting energy from every single direction. And she kind of just flies up and then spawns in out of nowhere. Then finally, for her tier 3 skill, they did really nice with this one as well. You get a close-up at her, and then she just spawns these giant orbs that just explode absolutely everywhere. And like I said, she goes to tier 3. What I've heard from Enchantress is that she's a good support. The damage is a little disappointing, but, well, not disappointing, but for level 70, it's good. But because there's level 80, she's not going to fit anywhere damage-wise. But she is a good support, and she has more damage than Angela, if you're wondering. So, yeah, that can put that into perspective here. We also got Malekith now, who got a Transcendence. So let's go ahead and take a look at his abilities here. His first skill, he spawns the symbiote, and then it just kind of like turns like cosmic, I guess you could call it, in the middle right there with the giant spike that comes up. I think it's pretty cool. His third skill is just straight out from the sneak peek, where he lands down, crashes, and then he has symbiotes go everywhere. His second skill here is very similar, except he flies around and strikes everywhere before he lands and does his little heroic pose. His fourth skill is awesome. He goes around punching everywhere, kind of like Adam Warlock does. And then at the very end, he brings out his sword and does this huge slash. It looks amazing. That's his main damage output is from that fourth skill, if you were wondering. His fifth skill, he summons the sword again, and he has the sword kind of phase in and out with symbiotes to attack. So similar to the fourth skill, but except with the sword. And then his sixth skill, of course, comes with Ulick, who now has a Transcendent as well. And they just kind of go crazy. Ulick is making a tornado while Malekith is also making one with the symbiotes and wind. Ulick is literally making the wind by spinning in circles, so I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, Ulick does get a Transcendence. We're not going to check him out, obviously, because no new uniform. So yeah. Angela here gets a Oh, sorry, I forgot to talk about Malekith. What I've heard from Malekith is that he's probably, out of the update, unfortunately, the one you can skip the most. His damage isn't impressive, even compared to Enchantress. Enchantress's damage is better. And he just, unfortunately, doesn't fit anywhere in the meta. I feel like if he was a support, he could have helped out Magneto a little bit in ABX as a support character. But because he's not, he's just not going to compete with Magneto anywhere in ABX. He's not going to compete with Tier 4s in GBR or World Boss Legend. So unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a spot for him. He's still kind of a huge question mark. We're still waiting on some more testing to really figure out what exactly he's going to be used for as of right now. It just looks like he might be an AC character, but I'm not sure. So can't really give you too much on that. Then we have Angela up next, who looks amazing with the Valkyrie sort of fit that she's got going on. Her first skill here, she slashes up and then kind of crashes down the enemy. Her third skill here, she summons like this, like her chain that goes around everywhere and follows her sword motion, and as she slashes the enemy over and over again. It looks really cool. Her second skill here, she does a bunch of more slashing just around the place, using her wings to fly around, which is awesome. Love seeing the characters fly around like that. Her fourth skill, she summons her swords and makes it like 10 times longer, and then again does a lot of slashing, so she's all about her sword. And then her fifth skill here, very similar to, like I said, all about the sword, except she kind of throws it at the very end, and she's using sort of the motion to go around and fly right through the enemy, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, her Transcendent stays the same with Destroyer and Scourge. Just looks even cooler now with her brand new uniform. As far as Angela, where does she fit? So she's a great support for Scarlet Witch. She unfortunately does not have the damage to surpass Scarlet Witch or any of the other Universal females. So she's unfortunately going to just stay a support, but she's a good support for Scarlet Witch, and she'll definitely be in that starting lineup for ABX for those 2 days of Universal Superhero and Universal Female Superhero. So yeah, pretty nice for her. But like I said, her damage is nothing. So on a scale, obviously Odin's damage is the best, then Enchantress, and then it's sort of a toss-up between Angela and Malekith. I think Malekith's a little bit above just because Angela, according to the testing that I've heard, is a little hard to use. So I've told you guys about what others have tested, and we've looked at the characters now. But what are my plans? Which characters will I be showing you guys testing? Because I always show you guys someone an update, and here's my current plan. So I'm still broke on bios, so I'm working on it. I'm still grinding every day. Trust me, playing every single game mode possible. But we unfortunately aren't going to be able to tier 3 Odin because I didn't have him previously tier 3. We're not going to be able to tier 3 until Thursday. And also on Thursday, I will have enough crystals to buy his uniform from the Timeline Battle Reset. So basically, we're going to see our first testing for Odin on Thursday. We're going to use BAM to get him up to level 80. So we'll have a level 80 test as well. I'm going to hold off on tier 4ing him, even though I might end up doing it because I do really like what Thor can do. And if Odin could do it better, I'm for that, you know. But I need to get another Rage, and I need to make sure I tier 4 other characters that I need first. Then after that, crystal-wise, we are going to buy Angela, and we are going to transcend her as well. We'll do some testing for her, but we're mainly going to need her as a support for Scarlet Witch in ABX. because I do want to make sure I'm getting the maximum amount of value there. So those two are basically the ones I'm going to upgrade. Enchantress is way down my roster. I don't even have her really upgraded. She might be even a 2-star, so I'm completely skipping on her. I'm not going to go out of my way to get tickets, even though she is a good support and has some decent damage. She reminds me a lot of Polaris, actually, if you're wondering, from all the testing I've seen. Then as far as Malekith, I'm just straight up skipping him. Nowhere that I need him, and I don't have the crystals to go ahead and just buy him and upgrade him up. So yeah, that's my plans. But let's go ahead and talk about the other half of the update, basically, is all the sort of quality of life changes and the timeline survival. So let's get straight into timeline survival. So if you didn't know, it's not a game mode anymore here, as you can see anywhere. It is now a limited time game mode, just like Event World Boss. It's here for 6 days, and basically it's timeline survival times 10. As you can see by the board here, it's huge. They took away energy and boost use, so you don't have to do that anymore. It's all about just the temporal energy acquisition, which are these steps that you get from basically playing your dailies, and you can use the temporal energy to move around the board. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to clear the whole entire board, and honestly, that's what I suggest you guys do too, because the rewards from Timeline Survival have increased significantly. So, if you didn't know before, you'd have to go around Timeline Survival and find all the red sort of boss fights like this one that says clear. You have to find all of those, and then once you kill them all, you end the sort of Timeline Survival, and you get your mission reward here. Now, the mission reward before was like a 1, 2, or 3-star regular artifact. They have now made it so it is a guaranteed character artifact, and you have a chance at a 3-star or a 4-star. So obviously, the 3-star is probably going to be a lot more heavy in percentage of you getting it. But a character artifact guaranteed is awesome, guys, especially because it doesn't cost you anything. All this costs you, this game mode, is time. So I would suggest this. If you're going to play this game mode, go ahead and if you have a lot of time, then try clearing the entire board because you want to maximize your rewards. I'm going to tell you what else, what other rewards you can get in here. But if you don't have the time, then at least just go through, find these 3 red bosses, kill them all, and get your mission chest with a guaranteed character artifact, because then you can start collecting them all and you can start equipping them to make your character stronger. And like I said, all it costs you is a little bit of time. If you want to take a step further, though, you can also clear out the whole board like I'm planning on doing, because you have a week. That's plenty of time to do it, honestly. In 1 day here already, I already have 4 rows completed, and I still have enough temporal energy to probably clear another row. And there's, of course, 20 rows here. So if I do 5 in 4 days, I can easily get this cleared, and even quicker, honestly, if I give it even more of my time. So like I said, it's all it costs is time, nothing else. So why not? So the other rewards I'll show you that they did buff is the shops. When you land on the shops now, and I know I'm wasting a little of the temporal energy, but I'm doing it to show you guys. You now have chances at Mandala Gems, Celestial Essence, Miraculous Shards, Tier 2 materials basically, and this shop unfortunately doesn't show it, but there's TCP and EOD available, and I'll actually go to this shop just to see if I can show it to you guys. Like I said, I know I'm wasting some, but I'm just showing just to show you guys. Yep, here you got some TCP, CCF, so you can get a bunch of Tier 3 materials from this as well. So if you're low on Tier 3 materials, here's another game mode where you can get some. Obviously, some people were dreaming about Tier 4 materials out of this game mode. That didn't happen. But Tier 3 materials and more Celestial Essence is huge, especially because it looks like this game mode will be here every month. So it's only 1 week where you really have to grind out this game mode. Then you won't see it for another 3 weeks, and then you just do it again. So at least it stays a little fresh. You know, it's only once a month. It's not sort of every single day like it used to be. So they really made this game mode a lot more fun. They also, of course, I can't show you, but they did make it so there's different levels. There's normal. I think there's beginner, normal, and then ultimate. Obviously, play ultimate, the highest one, to get the maximum amount of rewards. It's not that hard. I literally just use my timeline battle team, and that's it. I use Adam Warlock, Jean, and Wolverine, and they can kill literally anyone on this board. All it takes me is just a little bit of time. So yeah, it's awesome what they did with it. I love it. You also get a lot of good rewards from these chests. As you can see right here, the distributors. I've gotten multiple mythic cards and extreme obelisks from these. All you gotta do is land on it and then click enter, and you can open the chest instantly. So these are huge as well. I've even gotten some max Uru. I got like a 6-star physical attack Uru the other day, or earlier today, I should say. So yeah, it's definitely worth your time, guys. I definitely take a look at it. They buffed the rewards significantly, and now that it costs literally nothing but the energy, the temporal energy, which is completely different, that also means that if you were playing this game mode before, you have more energy, regular energy now. I can't click on it for some reason, but you have more regular energy now to go get your other game modes done. So that's pretty sweet. So yeah, Time and Survival, awesome rework. I love to see that they do that with a game mode that was just not super popular. It makes it a little bit more relevant, especially adding better rewards and keeping it sort of fresh when it's only once a month. So the only other thing that I wanted to talk about with this update, obviously we're going to make multiple other videos, probably going into detail with timeline survival, timeline survival, and of course the character reviews and whatnot. But the other thing that they did do, which is a sort of quality of life change, is they made a dealer, leader, and support slash thing here where you can basically pick your characters. Let's say I want to do okay, so as you can see here, sorry, I messed the first one up, so we're going to kind of pick off from right here from wherever we left off. If I go ahead and click a leadership, and let's say I want to use Polaris as my leadership. She gives an 45% all basic attack increase to mutant allies. Now, let's say I want to find a damage dealer, so I go over to damage dealer, but I want to see only the characters that will benefit from her leadership. I can click here, this little thing on the bottom right that says view only targets that I can apply leadership / passive skill. If I click that, it'll give me just the mutants to show me that those are the only characters that are going to benefit from her. It's going to show me what I have to work with, which is awesome. Not only for new players, but even for older players. It gives me a good look at what I have available. After I've done all my World Boss Legends, I may forget about a certain support or a certain damage dealer that would benefit more on my team. So if I go through and use this, it'll help me sort of look at my options a lot better. And for newer players, it'll teach you what these sort of leaderships and passives mean and who they can apply to. So yeah, I think it's a really cool quality of life change there. It's pretty awesome. It applies in World Boss, Giant Boss Raid, and Shadowlands, so make sure to keep an eye on that. That's basically the overview for the update, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, guys, we'll be out with more videos reviewing the characters and stuff like that, like I said, and we'll continue our free-to-play series. It's going stronger now, so we're going to continue that as well. So stay tuned for all that, and have a great rest of your day, guys, and take care. Peace.